Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Decolonize!
Really nice.
Decolonize!
End apartheid!
End apartheid!
Stop the genocide!
Stop the genocide!
Of the police shame!
Police shame, shame!
All the crimes in your name!
All the crimes in your name!
The police shame!
The police shame, shame!
Free!
Resistance is justified!
Occupied!
Resistance is justified!
There is only one state! Palestine 48! There is only one state!
Palestine 48!
There is only one state!
Palestine 48!
There is only one state!
Palestine 48!
There is only one state!
Palestine 48!
Working better than mine.
It's going to be our press conference. It's going to be.
I might actually move out and give them a bit of space. I'll move out if you want. It'll be a challenge, but oh my god! I can't quite get all I heard is the word one, but I don't know what. Free! Palestine! Two!
That was not me.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
Luckily, there's no camera.
We'll wait with you. So,
Palestine will be free. Yes.
Palestine will be free!
Justice down for Palestine!
Justice down for Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Fucking amazing. Gave it 5%. So it's all good then. Wait, I'm in court on Monday. What does that mean now? Are you in court on Monday for this thing? I support Palestine action! I support Palestine action!
Follow me. The Grim Reaper has a message for the agents of the state who have been corrupted by the Zionist lobby. Follow me.
Right, let's go and stand.
So,
basically, long story short, the big cheeses back at the HQ are looking at it all, consulting with partners and stakeholders, and then take it. With a briefing. No worries. Yeah, no, that's all right. More than happy to chat.
Inspector.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Inspector 202.
And hey, death came upon me.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. You could earn some good karma.
I will try and answer.
Can you just ask your people up top? I realise
the Grand Marches, yeah.
Please ask your people on top to just exercise their discretion and common sense and not make any arrests.
Well, our core values, Met Police, integrity, professionalism, courage and compassion.
I read them the other day.
Exactly, and my officers have all been fully briefed.
All I could say is, in the last few years, you have really lost the support of the public, and you could win back.
I couldn't
let me finish.
comment.
Let me finish. Trust me, I have. And I'm not anti-police or anything, but you could win back a lot of support today by just not making any arrests today. I'm sure there's something better to do. Can I leave it with you?
You can leave that with me, sir.
Yeah,
not a problem.
And promise me you'll ask them.
I can't promise. Well, of course I'll ask them, but I can't promise any.
They should be on the
decisions.
streets like you are, talking with the public. So look, please ask them.
I will.
If they're arrested today, you'll know that the top brass are corrupted by the evil Zionist lobby.
I've got to go. Nice to meet you. Take care.
Right, let's see what happens. But I think they will make arrests today because these people have no compassion, no common sense, and as the Grim Reaper says, they have been corrupted by the Zionist lobby. We really do need to look at all this again. We need to stop arming Israel. We need to come on the right side of history and do the right thing, because Britain has completely lost its integrity. I'll leave you with it. Thank you.
People on the street don't want this happening. How come our government's doing it? I don't know what else to say.
We'll cut that out anyway. What's your first name anyway?
Ginny.
Ginny. Can we take your email so we can send you the video interview?
Or I'd find it on here, would I?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
I'll find you somewhere.
Just so if you're not happy with something, you can intervene.
Thank you.
Do we know what the actual judgment is? I've got to say, I don't. I can hear everybody cheering.
More than me. I think there's still a few days for something to be contested, but I don't know the details. I wouldn't understand the legality of it anyway.
So you've really been persecuted?
Is this the legal team? Is this the legal team?
Thank you.
I'll do that tomorrow. Sorry, I can't speak to the press.
Oh, okay.
It's for I haven't done things through lawyers for Israel.
No, but they often attack people.
Yeah. I mean, they might come. They'll get me yet, I'm sure.
So let's get this right. You retired because of this campaign, is that right?
I retired because of being investigated by my professional regulatory body over protest, and it wasn't going to get easier. So the more important issue for me was the protesting.
Sure.
So that's why.
Right. Do you have a hearing date? Or?
I have my hearing date is probably in 2027. It was going to be.
Of what? February or what?
I haven't been told the. It's next year sometime. It was originally going to be the first week of October, but then they heard about more Palestine Action protests,
Yeah.
arrests, and so they delayed it.
What had been your activity before you were suspended? I mean, your activity on this campaign. I mean, were you tweeting or what?
No, I was just coming to protest.
Really? That's incredible. I mean, do you not have rights as a citizen to be politically active?
I'd like to think so.
Right, I mean, I find it absolutely bizarre. Really. Well, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Daniel? Yeah. Let me take a photo of you and I'll send it to Daniel.
That was a big team.
Fully expect this result. The UK's terrorism laws are incredibly broadly worded. They hand the government a huge amount of power. As a human rights organisation, we've been raising the alarm about those laws for many years now, and this is an example of exactly what we were talking about. They hand the government the opportunity to organisations and impose restrictions on protest rights in a way that is completely disproportionate, and that's what the court found today.
Well, yeah, and given the breadth, as you say, of UK terrorism laws, what does it mean that this ruling has come down in the way it has?
Well, it's hugely important. The UK has very broad terrorism laws. I'm very pleased to say it also has very strong human rights protections, and the people of this country need to cling on to them. It is incredibly important that there is a properly functioning independent judicial system that can check this kind of abuse of government power, and that's what we're seeing here in this prescription. The decision to use terrorism powers against a direct action protest group was always disproportionate. Organisations like ours and many others have been saying that since the get-go, and we're very pleased that the court has recognised that today.
And what happens from here?
Well, we would strongly urge the government not to appeal this decision. As you may have seen, they are equivocating as to whether or not to do that, and in the meantime we're in a limbo period. It is absolutely vital that the government respect this decision and walk back from this disastrous mistake that they have made. The consequences of this mistake has been that thousands of people have been arrested for exercising entirely peaceful protest rights that everyone in this country benefits from. That has to come to an end. The government have to recognise that this has been a grievous error, and arrests and everything that goes with it need to stop.
Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right.
Hello. Hi, hey. Well, I myself haven't really heard much about what the judgment is. I mean, can you tell us briefly?
I'm really sorry, I'm not allowed to speak about it. It's our professional rules mean that we can't.
What can you tell us?
I think I'm going to direct you to the solicitors over there. But thank you. I'm sorry I can't help you more.
Well, thank you.
I still think it's very good. I mean, but I think there were four principles on which this ban was challenged.
Right.
And only one was needed to be found legitimate in order for the ban to be overturned. That they found in favour of us, or in favour of Palestine Action, on two counts. So it's well and truly been ruled unlawful. But the group remains prescribed until 20th of February, so 7 days' time, and they're going to decide then exactly what the status of the group should be. So, but I can't imagine on the basis of a law that's been found unlawful. You know, I mean, this surely can't stand. But I think they're giving the government a week, and the government, Shabana Mahmood has announced the government is appealing the decision, of course. I think they're giving the government a week to present something to them whereby they can make the best out of this situation.
And is that going to be right here?
I don't know. It didn't say on the BBC synopsis, but I presume so, unless it's the Court of Appeal or whatever. But I'm sure we'll know where to protest. But it's disappointing because it's a possibility of some kind of establishment stitch-up, isn't it? So
sure.
At least that's what in my cynicism.
No, I'm sure you're right.
And remember, as a veteran of the Assange campaign, we know how they constantly came up with these judgments that kept kicking the can down the road. Yep. He ended up in Belmarsh for about over 5 years, I think. So I really hope by the 20th of February we can say this is not a prescribed organisation, but we'll have to wait and see. We live in a very, well, not a democracy, put it that way. I mean, we live in a country where people are carried off to the police station holding placards, and journalists, incoming planes are searched for journalists who don't toe the party line. So that's what I would say.
Right. Strive with that Cooper. What would you like to say to her if you could?
Nothing that can be repeated online.
Say again?
Nothing that can be repeated online.
Taxpayers' money to unlawfully and disproportionately use counter-terrorism measures against a direct action protest group.
And some of those people who were put in prison were spent 18 months plus in prison in bad conditions without even being charged. So have they got a case to prosecute the British government?
The court, as you may be aware, the court has found in relation to some of those individuals that were in jail and were in detention that the jury has acquitted them of their charges, but a number of them still remain in pre-trial detention for over double the time that the Crown Prosecution Service and the government themselves has said is appropriate to hold people in detention. So we remain very, very concerned that these people are remaining in detention for such a lengthy period of time. But more importantly, this government needs to rethink the way that it's approaching peaceful protest. There are actually, as we speak, putting further measures in Parliament which will restrict the right to protest in the United Kingdom. This is a Labour government, and this is nothing short of shameful. This judgment should be a wake-up call for this government now, that they should stop their attack on peaceful protest.
And the kind of dark comments made by Yvette Cooper that she knows that there's sinister things behind Palestine action, including foreign funding, led directly to the harassment of the prisoners in jail and a worse treatment.
So it is very, very clear from the court's judgment today that they have found that the majority of people who are engaged in activities for Palestine action, their actions are covered by peaceful protest, are protected by the right to peacefully protest. What is very problematic is that this UK government, instead of protecting the rights of citizens to peaceful protest, and in fact they not only should protect them, they should facilitate them. Instead of doing that, they're protecting potentially the interests of arms companies and others. And that's why, as Human Rights Watch, we are calling for an investigation into how it is that the Home Secretary came to this decision. Because today it's Palestine action, but tomorrow it's climate rights activists. Tomorrow it's abortion rights activists. This doesn't end here. This sets an incredibly dangerous precedent.
And trade unionists.
And I mean, this is shocking that it's a Labour government that was born, its party was born out of activism, out of the right to protest, out of freedom of expression for trade union activities. And yet it's the one now who's cracking down. One has to only question whether the Labour movement would have even existed under this government.
Their hypocrisy is such that they all assembled in Parliament dressed in costumes suggesting they were suffragettes. Did you know that?
No, but I mean, that is what we have been saying, is that the question must be asked by this British public. If the suffragettes had been alive today and fighting for their cause, would they have been deemed a terrorist organisation? That is the question. Would the anti-apartheid movement have been deemed a terrorist organisation? What we're talking about today isn't just about Palestine. What we're talking about today is the most fundamental of rights in a democracy, which is to hold government accountable and to have citizens' voices heard. And this government is acting contrary to that.
I mean, they say that Labour is now less popular in Britain than Hamas. And if they appeal and it backfires, which it's likely to do, it's going to make them even more unpopular.
Well, I mean, this UK government should just be thinking that they should be governing for the interests of the people in the UK. And one needs to question whether spending thousands and thousands of taxpayer dollars on arresting individuals for holding up signs is the right deployment of our resources, which, as we know, are being stripped from the fundamental resources that we need as a society. Social services, which are being stripped, and yet they're putting money into having our police force arrest people for holding up signs. So one has to question whether they are governing in the interests of everyday people, and they should take this judgment as a very, very serious call for them to reflect on their policies and actions.
Interesting, the police today didn't arrest anyone.
Well, I can't speak to why the police have or haven't arrested individuals, but I certainly hope that the government will hear very loud and clear what this court has said, which is that their prescription of Palestine action is not lawful. You do not ban direct action protest groups. And the court made very, very clear there are criminal laws that are in force that you can use if you need to deal with criminal offences. But by misappropriating terrorism legislation and putting Palestine action in the same group as Al-Qaeda and ISIS is just inappropriate and wrong.
Right, brilliant.
Cheers. Can you tell us, what do you think of today? Has it been a good day for you? Well, please, just give us a quote. Oh, useless. Oh, is that right? Well, say something for God's sake.